AI. You must be sick of hearing of this word over and over again coming through the media at all times, but here we are. Living in this day and age, it is the most integral part of our profession today on the advisory side, but on the client side as well. Hello, my name is Karam. I run IC Private Advisory and we look after clients around the world in the ultra high net worth and family office space. Today, I would like to share a bit more about how we use AI. Where do we see AI going? And what are some of the most common questions we get about AI from clients and advisors? To answer this question, I'll give you an example of a client file that we worked on. Assets based in Europe, business out of the States, some level of investment structures out of Singapore, living situation in Australia. Ideally, in this situation, how AI can help us is by providing us with a look through of the different tax treatment from the different tax jurisdiction. How can we pull all of that data points together that lies in these different structures? How do we then optimize the client's position together with their tax advisors and their lawyers in providing the client with a more comprehensive solution around their investment asset pool, the investment asset base, and where do we go from here? Another very common question, and a lot of ultra high net worth and family offices tend to have a range of advisors that sit on their panel. In those sorts of situations, you may get quite a conflicting different ideas or sometimes an overlap between a specific investment idea or a specific strategy. Where AI comes in really useful is the ability to then dissect through all of this data and documents quite quickly in providing the client with a comprehensive approach on how do you filter through these different ideas and the different strategies to ensure that it is operating in the best way possible for your scenario. Using AI to model your scenarios is the ability to use AI to capture the different investment profiles, different tax structures from different jurisdictions, and providing you with a strategy that is best suited of where you should be going in the short, medium, and long term. AI is there to improve the efficiency of existing models in place, using that to save time, improve the productivity, and getting a more optimal output that would cover every aspect of your financial life, and that is how you should be using AI. It's a very interesting question because what I've noticed quite recently, a trend among the ultra high net worth and family office space is, yes, there are a lot of concerns around investment preferences in sustainability goals and the likes of it, but how do we screen that? The questions that we ask is very important. And here I would like to lean into a company out of the UK called Edco. I think they have developed a very good model that captures into how AI can help make those decisions valid and in a quicker way. It filters through the client's preferences of the UN development goal, and it then matches towards the client's asset allocation to then look through and see how well suited is your portfolio against the preferred UN development goal list. Tools like this, using AI in that sense, would help you create a portfolio that is much suited for your investment preferences. Now that we have covered 4 questions from the client's perspective, let's take a look at some questions from the advisor perspective. I'm a big fan of advocating for advisors. I do love supporting advisors, and therefore it is important that we listen to the advisor community to try and figure out how can we provide a solution together as a community for the end client. Very broad question, and the answer is because that will help you in creating efficiency in your business, but allowing you to provide a much more comprehensive solution for your client as well. It meets the client's best interests because you are now looking at how do you use the latest technology, the latest trend in the market space to pull together different data sets of a client in providing them with the optimal solution. And that's why you should be using AI to provide the best solution in a very complex world and also at the same time improving the efficiency in your business. Within the ultra high net worth space, the focus generally sits around how do we allocate our capital? How do we extract value out of our capital? And when the capital lies in different parts of the world, in different asset structures, using AI provides that level of clarity and that level of confidence around how do you tackle the different laws, the different regulations in different parts of the structures. AI is useful in that sense because you're now able to provide an efficient solution for the client in conjunction with their tax advisors, their business advisors, their lawyers, and ensuring that the end client, the end structure is getting the right advice in that piece. I use AI today in the sense of using it as a tool to filter through the pros and the cons of their current strategy, leaning into the advice received from their tax advisors and lawyers, filtering it through their data sets, and to make sure that everything matches up and everything works according to the client's end goal. And this is where AI can do that magic in a much efficient way and a much more accurate way than advisor is able to. And this will allow me to then sit down with the client and explain them in a much more comprehensive way of where we are heading towards in the near future for them. And in the future, I feel AI will come into that space a lot more. We should be leaning into it in terms of the broader strategy piece. So for example, if a client would pick around and say, look, I've got an asset structure that lies in country A. I need you to look after it as well. We need to have some level of guidance around it. What I would love to see in a modeling tool is the ability for AI to pick on that structure quite quickly, dissect down the current holdings, and provide an optimal solution around tax planning, investment planning, and the wealth management aspect of it, and the cash flow management aspect of it as well. The financial advice industry should exist as a complement to AI, and that's how I would rightly frame it in this environment that we live in. Whether you're in the retail space or whether you are playing only in the wholesale space, it is important to lean into what AI can do. There's absolutely no reason to fight against it, and AI modeling is there to help the client make a decision even on an emotional basis, as we have seen recently through multiple different reports and research. Where the advisor can come in is to act in as the layer of audit for AI, for the advice received there, and to match it up with the client's expectations and provide them with that level of support to guide them through that process and ensure that they can hit their goal. Thank you for your time today. AI is a very debatable topic in this environment. It is not a seasonal topic. It will be here for an extended period of time. So moving forward, I would love to share more about the tricks and the traps and whatever I'm learning about the AI structures. And I would like to bring in more experts in the field to come onto the panel to share a bit more insights as to where the industry is heading and how we can use that to provide the best solution for the end client, but for the advice practices as well.